Hi everyone! In this tutorial, we'll explain in detail how to use normal baking to bake high-resolution mesh details from a DAZ HD character into a normal map. First, let's start with the basic and advanced import workflows. In the DAZ store, you may notice that some content names include HD. This indicates that the character contains high polygon mesh details, resulting in much richer and more refined surface detail. Back in DAZ, select the character and adjust the subdivision level under Mesh Resolution to compare how detail changes at different polygon counts. For example, you'll notice that areas such as the waist appear smoother at lower subdivision levels, while higher levels reveal significantly more detail. Next, make sure all related objects such as eyelashes are also set to subdivision level 2. Now switch to CC and open Transformer. Select Get DAZ A Pose, where you'll find A poses tailored for different generations of DAZ characters. Apply the appropriate A pose to your DAZ character to prevent pose mismatches that could cause animation issues in CC. Once the pose is applied, export the character as an FBX file. After naming the file, click Save, and make sure to disable Embed Textures in the export options. Next, export an OBJ file to export the subdivision detail. Then click Accept. Back in Character Creator, first click Transformer and choose to convert the character to CC5 HD. Then select the exported FBX file and choose Basic Import. Under High Poly Source, select the OBJ file you exported earlier. Enable Bake Body Texture to bake the textures from the FBX into CC, and choose your desired texture size. For character accessories, simply keep the default settings. Once the character is imported into CC, you'll notice that the subdivision levels correspond to those from DAZ. You can drag the subdivision slider to compare the visual differences at various polygon densities. You can also press Alt+2 to enable wireframe mode and inspect the mesh density directly. At lower polygon counts, certain details such as the spikes on the arms are not visible. As the subdivision level increases, the mesh is able to support and display more detailed geometry. In the Material panel, you'll see that Basic Import only bakes the base color texture. The AO and roughness maps are filled with default textures, and the same textures are applied across all body parts. Alternatively, you can choose Advanced Import. Again, select the OBJ file, enable Bake Body Texture, choose a texture size, and click OK. After import, you'll notice that an additional normal map appears in the character's materials. This happens because the character's normal map follows the correct naming convention, allowing CC to automatically detect and bake the texture. For more details, please refer to the Bake Texture tutorial. With normal maps applied, you can adjust the normal strength to either enhance or soften surface details. Compared to Basic Import, Advanced Import produces noticeably richer and more detailed results due to the additional normal map. Next, let's move on to normal baking. In DAZ, HD characters contain significantly higher mesh detail. When we increase the subdivision level to level 4, the character shows much richer surface detail. However, CC only supports subdivision up to level 2, so we can bake the extra details into the normal map. First, in the DAZ content library, search Prep Pose and apply. The Prep Pose opens closed areas such as the mouth and fingers, making texture baking more accurate. Next, make sure that all objects are set to subdivision level 4. Click Export and export an OBJ file to be used as the high poly mesh. Then, reduce the subdivision level back to level 2 and export another OBJ file, which will be used as the low poly mesh. After that, return to CC and once again use Transformer to convert the character into a CC5 HD character. Select the FBX file as usual. Choose Advanced Import to import the default normal map. Choose the previously exported OBJ file as the high poly source, enable bake texture, and select your desired texture size. In the high to low normal bake section, assign the exported high poly and low poly OBJ files. Keep the accessory settings at their default values, then click OK. Once the process is complete, the character will use level 2 geometry, while the remaining mesh detail is baked into the normal maps across all body parts. You can see that the baked normal maps contain details from DAZ subdivision levels 2 to 4, resulting in much stronger depth and surface definition. Compared to the default normal maps, the baked result provides a significantly more realistic appearance. By using normal baking, we can efficiently transfer all the high-resolution details from a DAZ HD character into CC. With these baked details, the character achieves a much more refined, realistic, and visually rich mesh appearance. Thanks for watching.